Rightio, well, let us begin. Shall we just close your eyes and just settle in to being here, being together for restorative. If you can just let your awareness start to kind of like check in with yourself, like, how are you going, darling? Inside you. Just noticing how you're feeling. And then we'll bring your palms together at your chest and set your intention. Join together for one Om. Just open your eyes when you're ready. And so what I was thinking is that we might just start off laying down onto your back. By the way, if you don't have a strap or you don't want to do this, you could also just put your legs against a wall, and that could be an idea. You might like to have 1 or 2 blankets under your head for a little pillow, and then we're going to just bring the strap around your foot. And you could, maybe if it's already quite a stretch, just like that. Again, of course, you could just do this without a strap with your hands, just holding on to your back of your leg. It's just that it's super duper restorative if you have a long enough strap, provided it feels nice. I only want you to do this if it feels like it's a lovely idea for you. So if it feels like it's stretching too much, then don't do it. Maybe just lay with your legs up the wall. But otherwise, if you loop your strap and then just bring that around the back of your head, just like in the middle of the back of the head, so that then you can just let your head just kind of drape down towards the ground. Obviously, if it's too, not comfortable for you, you can make the strap, for longer so that your foot can be lower, and then just rest however you're comfortable. You could have a little bend in your knee if you want. And if it feels nice, some people actually like to have it a little bit tighter so that their head is just kind of suspended, and then you just let all the weight of your head. It's sort of like having your neck in traction. So some people, this feels really nice to just let the leg kind of draw the head just a little bit, not too high, just a little bit off the ground, and then just let your head be heavy, like just little by little, just letting the weight of your head get so heavy. It just gently goes down towards the ground. And this is so nice for your neck. It's really calming, soothing for your whole body when you stretch through the back of the body. And as just as much as you can, just kind of just letting yourself let go as you're doing this. That's why if you'd rather do this just with your legs resting on a wall, you can just let the weight of your legs just rest heavy on the wall. Let your body, your whole torso rest onto the ground. This understanding in yoga that Shakti, which is your creative force, this energy in you, that corresponds to gravity. It's I think it's just such a lovely practice to just letting yourself just surrender to gravity. So you're letting, as if your bottom's getting heavier, spine onto rib cage, just like weight, like you've got weights that are tied on, like as if you're a deep sea diver. And they're just helping you to just rest to the earth, the upper back and your shoulders and your arms and your head, just a sense of kind of sinking into the ground, spreading out, like you're just going deeper and deeper, resting completely. Sometimes you find where there's just little spots where you can just imagine I'm just there's some extra weights being tied onto there, so you can just rest there too. The sacrum, the legs. And then just for a couple of breaths, we're going to just take some deep breaths. Feel as though you're bringing breath through your whole body, like your whole body's breathing. Breathing in, whole body breathing, inspiration coming into you. Let yourself breathe all the way out. At the end of the breath out. And then we'll just, if you've got the strap around your onto your head, just taking that out, and then we're going to hold on to the strap and bring your leg across over to the right. So if you're at the wall, you could just you could keep one leg into the, up the wall, and the other leg could go out. You can have your leg extended like mine was, or you could have it left knee bent and moving over to the left, just so that you can keep both sides of your bottom onto the ground. Okay, so it's nice and easy for you and very supported. You can just release down through the whole right inside of your leg. You can let your right leg go down as low towards the ground, maybe onto a bolster, or perhaps it could just rest onto a wall or your couch or something like that, just so that you can just rest here. If you do have something to rest it on, like your bolster or your couch, you could just not hold on to the strap and let your whole body release into the ground again. And when you're ready, we'll bring the leg up, and then we're just going to lift your bottom a bit over to the right, and you don't have to have the strap now for this. I've just kept it for some reason. And then you could have a bolster so that you could have either your legs bent, and then your knee could go onto the bolster like that, or you could have your leg out like this, like that, onto the bolster. It's because I'm on this thing. You don't have to have your leg down. It'd actually be better if you had it more like that. Okay. And your bottom leg, you don't have to do this. It's just some of you might find that this feels nice, is maybe to bend the bottom leg and take your right hand to hold onto your left foot. Please don't strain to do that, okay? It's just only, sometimes it's quite nice to have your hands and feet touching, especially opposite hand, opposite foot. There is also something you can do if you'd like to. Excuse me, sorry, I knew that sneeze was coming, sorry. Another thing you can do is bring all your fingers in between your toes. So I'll just show you like this. So you put your fingers like that. Okay, so you've got have your props set up. So it's the right height for you. For your right leg to be on your props, if you like, leg straight or bent, or just kind of half straight. And then if it feels easy and nice to wriggle all of your fingers of your right hand in between your toes, it just kind of gives you like a little like hold, if you like, for your foot. And then your right shoulder, then you can just let your right shoulder start to just rest down. Just letting your hands relax. Your breath slow down. It doesn't feel nice to hold onto your foot, doesn't matter, just let it go. You could let your arm relax to the side, out, across to the right. Some people like to have the right arm overhead. Maybe you'd like to rest onto your left cheek. Some people rather to be onto the back of the head, or some people like to rest over to the right cheek. So just kind of exploring what is the nicest, loveliest position for you to have as much of your surface area of your body supported by the ground and your bolsters and your blocks. As we'll rest here for just a few more breaths. You've rolled right over onto your left hips, kind of like as if you'd be laying on your side in bed, but you can, and if that actually feels better for you, just stay right on the side. Just if it feels nice, you can bend your right arm and let it just drop behind you. So it becomes like a really gentle, supportive, restorative twist, if that feels good for you. Just where is the most support for you? Let yourself just rest into that sense of gravity, of surrendering to gravity, and how you consider how this is giving you your creative force, this great energy, primal. Just for a few more breaths. If your right leg is extended out, just gently bend your knee. So it's just kind of less the lever for you to then roll back onto your back. And then we'll just lay into a little baby shavasana for a few breaths, letting your legs extend out, your arms relax out to the sides. Just noticing how you're feeling. And then we can take your strap again, if it's in the loop. Remember, if you don't have the strap, you can always just do it like this. It's just that the reason why I'm suggesting the strap is then you don't have to use your arms at all, because we're just looking for as much rest as we can. So that's why a wall could be good. And sometimes it's nice, just to do one leg, like I'm showing you, and it can also be with your foot onto the ground like that. So if if you do just want to do one leg, sometimes if you do it in a doorway and you could have the other leg through the door, just depends. If you've got a strap, I think it's the kind of the loveliest way. You work out the length of the strap that's nice for you. Some of us, it will be better to have the right foot onto the ground. Some of us, it feels better to have it out. It'll kind of give a bit more kind of weight to letting your head just rest. Again, we're just doing this for it to feel super lovely for you. If it doesn't, please adjust it. I quite like the feeling of having my neck in traction, so I can just release through the neck by letting my head be heavy. So only just do it if it just feels so lovely for you. Okay, if it feels beautiful for just letting your head rest, neck release, your jaw can relax. It's like you don't have to do anything. It's just this kind of letting go of the doing, really. You just keep letting your head, just let it be heavy. It weighs about as much as a bowling ball. So just realize right now You don't have to hold it on at all. Just let your whole neck relax, your jaw relax. All the way down into your shoulders can relax, just as if you're letting your shoulders be heavy. Arms heavy. Gravity is moving into the earth, feeling down through your body, your head, neck, shoulders, arms, hands, just into the earth, upper back, middle of the back, lower back, into the earth, your bottom, down through the thighs, knees, calves, ankles, and your feet. A sense of your whole body just resting into the earth. Let yourself feel the force of gravity. Just for a few more breaths now. Sense of, your whole body breathing. You have trillions of cells in your body. Process of cellular respiration of every cell. That beautiful inspiration pouring into you as you breathe in. So it's spread through you as you breathe out. That's it. And then when you're ready, we'll just take the strap from your head if you'd like, and then you could either hold the strap or not. It's up to you, as you then bring your left leg over to the left. And it's kind of nice to have bolster underneath your thigh or your foot to help you not to go too far to the left. So we want to keep your right bottom on the ground. So you don't want to bring your left foot all the way to the ground if it means that you've swung your hips over to the left. So, sometimes it's nice to have something stopping, holding your leg up. If you don't have to use the strap, if you've got some support, I position my bolster like that, I can just rest it on there. You may find that it's better for you to have your right knee bent over to the right. It kind of provides a bit of ballast to help you not to drop your left leg too far left. If you're doing it at the wall, you can just have your leg out to the left or both legs apart at the wall. So you can just kind of play with it to see what feels the loveliest for you and most comfortable to, again, just get that feeling of just resting into the earth. Notice if there's anywhere that you're kind of maybe unconsciously pulling up, and see, can you just bring your awareness there, like comforting hands of yourself, just being there for yourself. Maybe it's in your lower back. So imagine like your awareness, like a lovely embrace into the lower back. And when you're ready, we'll bring that leg up. We can then bend the right leg if it's not already. You'll lift your bottom over a bit to the left, and then we'll bring your knees over to the right, and you can extend your left leg out. So you've rolled right over onto your right hip. So your left bottom has now come off the ground. You can put a block underneath your shin and ankle and knee if that feels, like that, with your leg bent. Or you could extend your leg out onto your bolster. You could, if you like, if it feels nice, do that thing of bringing your fingers in between your toes. Don't have to. It's just that it is a really nice thing to bring some freedom between your toes by doing this quite regularly, by the way. And it just provides kind of like a little purchase for you to be able to not have to be holding on, you know. But again, it's only if it's super easy for you to get to hold onto your foot. You don't want to be trying to strain to get it. So it's just completely up to you. It may be better if you have your arm overhead or like that. This is if this foot is just right nicely there. Sometimes it feels nice to just help this shoulder to just rest down, your head rest. Remember, it could be on your right cheek, your left side, or the back of your head. You could maybe have your right arm overhead or out to the right. Just kind of play with where are you going to get most surface area of support. So, you know, maybe you want to put more support under your neck. So you feel the cushion or blanket supporting your neck, your back of your head, your shoulders. That's it, all the way down. Feel your body into the mat or the ground or your bed, wherever you are. Feel the support down through your legs, your feet. You can kind of play with it. If you've had your top leg extended out, you might like to bend it for a while, or vice versa. You could just rest it onto something if that feels nice. Just for a few more breaths here now. You know, your bottom leg doesn't have to be bent. Maybe you'd rather have that extended out straight. If your top leg has been straight, then just bend it so that when you come, it's easier to come back, to roll back onto your back. And then again, just come into a little baby Shavasana, just letting your arms relax to the sides. Just letting your legs kind of just roll open. I just kind of maybe naturally can do that now. And when you're ready to, we're going to either just have your feet together and let your knees go out to the side like that. That may be a great idea for you. You could also just put some blocks underneath your thighs. So you could, if you would like to have your legs like this, blocks under the thighs, you could also maybe put your bolster underneath your feet. Now, some people like to do this with a block underneath your feet like this. So you have your feet on the block and then knees go out to the side. Again, you might like to have something, you know, so that's why bolster, maybe if you've only got two blocks, maybe put one under each thigh and then have your feet onto your bolster. And another idea, but you just want to make sure you don't have too many props under your neck if you're going to do this, is that you can put your feet onto the block or bolster, and then another block or bolster side slides underneath your sacrum, so it's super comfy. It's not digging into the vertebrae. Feel it nice and supported, lower back's lengthened, super comfortable to let your legs rest out. When I say super comfortable, it may be a bit of a stretch into the inner thighs, but you definitely don't want to be feeling this in your lower back. Darling, if it's pulling in your lower back, try just doing it without the block, or try putting your feet onto the block and then just kind of lengthening first. So you kind of let your sitting bones go down that way. And maybe that's enough rest there like that, or like that, okay? That could be nice. Let that make your, wait till it's super comfy in your lower back. Or if it just feels good for you to bring your feet onto the support, just let your legs, again, like they're heavy. You know, imagine you've got weights like diving weights, just tied onto your thighs, onto your legs, onto your shins. So you can just relax. So imagine you've got weights tied onto your lower back. So if you're just letting the lower back like sink towards the earth, into your middle back, upper back, just sinking to the earth. Arms and hands sinking down. So if you've got rocks tied onto your elbows and your shoulders. Each breath out, just helping you to relax more and more. So just feel more and more at ease. Just letting yourself just let go. That's it. Down through your whole area of the upper back, your neck, your head. Just for a few more breaths. If you find that there's any parts in your body that are kind of just drawing up, just bring your awareness there. Like, because if you're just bringing like loving hands to that area of your awareness, of loving kindness, and just like comforting there, just like holding tenderly. Just for 3 more breaths. And we'll just bring you might have to help your legs to get off the plug. And then just let your knees just drop in. If you've still got one underneath, you can do that for a little while. Just rest like that. Just when you feel ready, take out the other block or bolster and just let your legs slide out. Oh, so you've got new legs. So beautiful. Feel that beautiful tranquility just running down through your legs, down through your body. Soothing ease. When you're ready, we'll just start to bend your legs and then we'll roll over to your side and we're going to come into some version of a restorative chest opening posture. So I just want to show you a couple of different versions. One is where you could get your blocks and you actually would like to have the blanket, so it's going to come under your bottom. Okay, so this is one of the versions. If you already know one that you like, just go ahead. Don't have to watch me showing you how to set up your props. But so one version is like this. If you've got 2 bolsters, this is such a nice thing to do if you do have 2 bolsters at home. Okay, so this like that. Okay, so that you've got a bolster under your legs and under your thighs or knees or calves, whatever suits you, and then you're laying over the block, over the bolster like that. You may, if your arms don't easily get to the ground, might like to put something under your elbows so that you've got support like that. So that's one version, very deluxe option. Okay, so that might be the one you'd like to do. Some people though might like to do a version like this, okay, where you're going to possibly, up to you, it's going to be, this is a little bit more of a kind of strong, more sort of maybe a little bit more stretching. for the chest. So some of us, you know, especially if you've been like rounded a little bit because maybe you've had to be doing work on a computer. I know some of you guys have had to do that a fair bit. Then this might be a better option for you, just to really kind of release through your chest a little more. Totally depends on what feels best for you. You might need to have more props under your head than I'm showing you, maybe a block as well. And then maybe your arms can come overhead. This is kind of giving you a little bit more of an inversion effect, because can you notice how my head is lower than how it was in the other position? So if that doesn't feel nice, some people don't like doing that, don't worry, don't do it. Do the first version I showed you. It's just that I know some of you guys might really like this, and if you've got 2 bolsters, you can do it like that with the 2 bolsters. Oh, that is, see, I just think this is beautiful. You don't have to have 2 bolsters. You could also do this with blocks. It depends if you've got a couch nearby. If you like this version, you could also maybe put your calves onto the couch like that. Some people, if you don't have 2 bolsters, that's another option. You know, you can just kind of play with it to see what is so nice for you, to be able to, again, get that sense of surrendering, letting go. You know, chest opening postures are so beautiful for us, for helping us to be able to breathe well. You know, when we breathe well, because, you know, the yogis recognize that it's how the life force is carried is on your breath. So you actually are revitalized by deep, smooth breathing. When we calm the breath, we calm the mind. It's such a beautiful way of helping if you've been really busy, is to just rest in these postures and let your breath naturally slow. Resting in stillness. Chest opening postures are very beautiful for helping to release tension out of the upper back and neck and shoulders. We don't realize how that, you know, where sometimes we might have the feeling of tension is in the upper back, but sometimes it's caused by the front being tight. And so just like releasing that tightness, just letting that sense of surrendering to gravity, so powerful and beautiful. So we're just going to be here for a few more breaths. Get the sense of the breath going all the way up to the collarbones and throat and neck and jaw and face. You can kind of feel it into your scalp and skull as your scalp relaxes more. So if you're in this kind of more inverted position, like I showed you, we're just going to shuffle down. So we'll bring your body down. So now you're going to be more kind of neutral. If you're laying with in the first version that I showed you, we'll just rest there for a little bit longer. We'll take your time, and whichever one you're in will gradually just roll over to your side to help you to come up out of the depths. And then when you're ready, we're going to just position all of your props to get you ready for Shavasana. Again, if you've got 2 bolsters, you could have them set up like that. Don't have to though, just up to you. And you could have your nice props for your head. So you've got a nice kind of little pillow situation going on, and then ta-da, you could lay down into Shavasana. Of course, if you've just got one posture, that's totally fine. It's often usually how we practice Shavasana. It's just sometimes it's nice to have this little extra elevation like that, which you could also do with blocks. So you could try putting a couple of blocks under your feet and the bolster under your legs. And then we'll just lay out into Shavasana. If you've got an eye pillow handy, you might just like to pop your eye pillow on. And then as you're just laying in Shavasana, you can just start to sense the breath at your nostrils. Just start to feel, sense, experience, visualize your breath that moves in and out of the nostrils. Just like you're just there as it goes in, as it goes out. Kind of just direct the breath in just the left side. Just imagine you can just, as it goes in, that you're just directing it through just the left one. And then as it goes out, just gently visualize the breath going out the right nostril only, just out the right side. So slowly, calmly, and then softly, it's going to come in the right side. Just visualize it. And then out the left. You're just smoothly releasing out the left side. And it's going to come in through the left side so slowly, in your pace. Do your own rhythm that feels good for you. Just be with it as it goes out the other side. And then in that same side, and then out the other side. Just like that. So gently, just let there be the pauses that naturally occur. Just gently in one side and out the other. And in the same side. And out the other side. So effortlessly. So effortlessly. Just watching it. When it's in the left, just see it in the left and then out the right. And you see it in the right and then out the left. Effortless, natural pauses. And then after you've breathed out the next time, just let the breath come in through both sides. And then out through both sides, just gently. Almost like you're picturing like an inverted V. And the breath is coming up through both nostrils. Imagine it to a point in your forehead and then back down, like an inverted V. the rise and fall of the breath. Completely effortless, like a letting go. And perhaps you'd like to stay in Shavasana. So I really, really encourage you, if you would like to please do. It's so great about practicing at home. So please do stay in Shavasana as long as you like. It's just that if you do feel like sealing our practice, take your time to just so slowly roll over to your right side. Just resting on the right side. And then when you feel like it, just gently pressing down with your hand to come up, to sit up, and just sit however you feel comfortable. Your palms together at your chest, just noticing how you feel. You can join together for 3 ohms to seal our practice, or just let them wash over you. The sound of the infinite. Namaste. Namaste. Light in me sees the light in you.